Hello, howdy, folks. Welcome back to another masterclass series today. Today's really exciting. I think today's going to be a really hot button topic that everyone's wanting to learn more about. I mean, it's the biggest trend right now, AI, right? So it's AI and aesthetics, how top practices are using technology to grow. And we have one of the absolute best in the industry to speak on this, one of the top marketers. If you guys registered for this, you probably saw his name, but a little bit about our speaker, Jared Rohrer. He started his career inside of a large cosmetic dermatology practice, and what he saw there just really lit a fire in him. Clinicians and practice owners were being taken advantage of at every turn. He decided to do something about it. That's why his journey is so impactful. He went on to found his own marketing agency, Aesthetic Conversion, and he has since become one of the most sought after speakers and educators in the aesthetic medicine industry. Hence why we like to have him on these master classes and speak for us at our events, because he is that good, guys. You probably seen him take the stage at conferences like AmSpa, Gain, and many more. He's the host of the Patient Magnet podcast. If y'all aren't on that, go check that out. And a real trusted voice on marketing strategy for med spas and other aesthetic practices, and someone who just truly believes in sharing all of his knowledge freely, no gatekeeping. He wants to be the tide that lifts all ships in the industry. What more can I say about this guy? He's my good friend, Jared Rohrer. Come out on stage, buddy.
Wow. I kind of just always want to end these with you just doing that and me just going off and having a great day. Now I got to prove to everybody that you were right.
You got it, dude. Here, if you want, I'll call you every morning and just repeat that to you. Does that sound good?
Don't threaten me with a good time. I would love that. I need that, like, get fired up every day. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm excited to talk to everybody today about the ways that you guys can all be using AI in your clinics. Let's also make sure I'd love to see you guys in the chat. My goal here today is not necessarily to get through my deck. I do want to get through my deck and teach you, but I want to know what you want to hear. We're in a really nice, intimate environment here, so I can change the play here and teach based on what you guys need. So excited to be here.
And guys, go in the chat. I just kicked it off, so say hi. Tell us a little bit about what you want to hear from Jared on this topic. This is going to be very free-form, free-flowing. Jared's a great improvist, so I've seen it in real time. And if y'all are good, he's got a little treat for y'all at the end. This time it's definitely going to happen. We tested it.
It actually works now. Yeah, it actually works now.
I love it.
Hey, what's up, Gina? Welcome from Tulsa. Love it. Yeah, feel free, throw it in the chat where you guys are from. And anything that you're excited to learn about today. I have a deck that I have that I'll go through, but I'm probably going to break a lot in that deck just to talk to you all about what's actually going to work here in 2026 for your business. Elise, yes, you're the best. Cool. Okay, so I'll get started with the deck, and then as you guys are populating in the chat, I'll make sure to modify anything that I do in order to serve you best today. So thanks so much, Jeremy. You're the man. Okay. Thanks. From Edmonton. Hello, Jane. Hello, Jerry. You guys are great. Thank you for already popping in. Okay. So here's the thing with AI is I believe, and this is my firm stance for everybody that's watching, I believe that the single greatest skill that any of you watching can acquire today in 2026 in prep for these massive waves of AI that are happening. I think the greatest skill that you can acquire today is to learn how to be authentic and transparent and how to connect online. I'm going to give you a handful of amazing tools that you can be using for AI, but I want all of you to be thinking in terms of how can I more so be transparent and authentic, because people are going to start craving that like crazy in a world of AI generated content, in a world of AI generated captions. My philosophy is that you should use AI to do the things that don't serve you, the things that don't involve connecting directly with somebody, the things that hurt your ability to do your job, that take up your time. That's where we should be prioritizing AI so that we can build further connections. I think, it's funny, probably about 10 years ago, I had a dream that I was like, man, you know what? I think the jobs of the future is going to be all about connection and creativity. And I still agree to that point today. I think that there are areas that maybe we're struggling with that as a society. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about AI today. So let's dig in, huh? Okay, so if by the way anything ever looks weird, just let me know and I can make sure that I adjust it. But if this all looks good to you, feel free. Thanks, Jeremy. You're the best. Jeremy, you did feel free to throw it in the chat. Did your mom call you Jer Bear growing up too? Because if so, I think I'm sure yeah, I guessed it. Okay, so we're both Jer Bears. I'm gonna lock that one in. Okay, from one Jer Bear to another. That's how she spelled it too. So here's the deal. Oh, Jerry's okay. 3 Jer Bears in the house. Jessica, are we Jer Bear as well? No. Okay. All right. So. No, sorry, Jess. Here's the deal: is that yes, I completely agree. I with my earlier sentiment that ultimately the greatest skill that you're going to be able to acquire is going to be learning how to be transparent and authentic online. However, what I will say is that businesses are getting leaner. Businesses are getting much, much, much leaner entering 2026 and going into 2027. And I want all of you to think about it like you've got a you've got a magic phone from the future that is calling you, saying, "Hey, if you can get good at implementing AI in your practice today, it's going to pay massive dividends for you in the next handful of years." I know that you, a lot of you, I would imagine, likely saw my my webinar that we did with the Gary Vee Summit that happened, and I shared the stats of the adoption rate of AI. And just to resurface those really quick, in 2025, there were 5.2 trillion Google searches, and there were 3.5 trillion AI prompts. And experts that believe that by 2028, that is going to be completely inverted. And so what I'm going to be giving you today is kind of just your AI proof plan for your business. Okay. So I want us to think about like the future is calling and we're prepping our businesses. Okay. All right. So in order to win in business, you have to get an A+ in 3 classes. Okay. And that's, there's one secret class that I'll tell you about today as well. But primarily there are 3 classes that you have to get an A+ in. You have to get an A+ in marketing, which is getting attention to your business. You get an A+ in sales, which is turning that attention into cash. And you have to get an A+ in service delivery. And that is it. Okay. If your business is struggling right now, anybody in the chat or whatever, in fact, everybody in the chat, I would love to hear of those 3, give yourself a quick grade: marketing, sales, and service. Give yourself a grade on a scale of obviously A through F. How are we feeling on each one? Throw it in the chat: marketing, sales, and service. Give yourself a grade on how we're doing. We're doing a C on all 3, or also maybe throw whichever one you feel like you're in the, there we go, D, B, A. Wonderful. And you know what, I'll tell you, Gina, that's super common. I would say that almost every single service provider in the industry would typically consider their service to be an A, typically consider their sales to be pretty good, and typically consider their marketing to be horrific. So it's very, very common. Yep, Jasmine, same deal, C, B, A. Everybody typically, that is the same order that most people go in. Because what happens is these is clinic owners, there we go, I'll give you a little drawing for a second, is what happens is, when you're trying to get an A+ in all 3 of those classes, we focus really heavily on the service itself. And what happens? People refer you, and people go back and say, "Oh, okay, great. Well, you've got to, the marketing itself is usually, I would assume in the chat. Feel free to throw this in the chat. Where's the primary source of new patients coming from? I bet my bottom dollar that we are all going to be saying word of mouth. Typically it's word of mouth, patient referrals. There we go, Jasmine. Great. Gina, great. And Gina, also, that's probably a great call out based on the one that you said earlier as well, DBA. So you're doing an excellent job with service, which is what's happening. It's fueling that marketing engine for you. And oftentimes that can be a marketing engine in and of itself. However, the problem is we end up getting stuck because we're like, oh crap, I don't know how to artificially create this. Teresa, awesome. Word of mouth, meta, referrals, and reviews. That is awesome. Sounds like you have a really solid plan in place. SEO and AEO. Let's go, Andy, with the AEO. We're going to talk about that today. Great. Jerry, Google reviews. That's awesome. That's huge. That gets you ranking really well. And it helps you showing up in AEO as well. And so what typically happens when clinics are stalled out is they won't look at this one to realize, oh, actually, I don't have a marketing plan. I don't have a marketing plan in place, or I don't have a sales process in place for when they actually do, reach out. Typically, the way that most people grow is they're just really, really good at what they do. And I love that. Okay. For the record, I love how many clinics in the country grow because they're good at what they do. That should be the absolute pillar that we stand on in America. And I'll tell you, I've gotten to the pleasure of lecturing all over the world. There are England, for example, they basically check your pulse before handing you a needle to inject into people's faces. They won't hand you tox. God forbid they hand you tox. They won't do it. But they will hand you any kind of filler or any kind of bioregenerative injectable, no problem. The standards for injection capabilities across the world are significantly lower than I've seen in America. Everybody in America is so hungry to learn, and I love it. However, you do need to get an A+ in marketing and sales in order to win. And so my goal for you today is I'm going to teach you a handful of AI tricks that you can be using in order to beef up your performance in all three. However, I will tell you the secret category right now. So if you have this formula, if you have the marketing, sales, and service formula down, you will win. However, there's one secret class that you do need to also get an A+ in that most people ignore, and it's usually the one that is hurting them the most. Okay. I'm going to hold all of your hand when I say this. And I'm going to tell you that I look myself in the mirror every single day and tell myself that I need to address this class as well. It's your ego. It's your ego. This is a hard one. Okay. This is a hard one. Here's why. It's not your ego in the sense of I'm better than everyone. I'm better than everyone. Your ego in the sense of not accurately looking at what's in front of you. So your ego can go in two directions. It can go, I'm better than everyone, or it can go, I'm worse than everyone, by the way. So if you're finding yourself constantly saying, oh, I knew I would fail, that's still your ego. It's just a different version of your ego. Okay. And so what happens when the ego gets out of control is if you are better than or worse than marketing, you say, oh my gosh, we're killing it. Everybody's looking at us. Our numbers are incredible. It's like, are they? Oh, actually, maybe they're not. Or it's, I knew I would fail. Nobody sees me. It's like, actually, they are seeing you. Just do more of whatever the thing is. Sales, same deal. Oh, we have amazing sales. It's all great. People are lying to themselves and it's all here. Same deal with service. People are lying to themselves. And that's usually the ego side is what is hurting them. So Mark Twain said, it's not what you don't know that hurts you. It's what you think you know that just ain't so. Mark Twain said, it's not what you don't know that hurts you. It's what you think you know, but just ain't so. Come on, somebody. Come on. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to give you that foundation really quick with marketing. Yeah, it's so good. Marketing, sales, and service. Okay. If you can win in those three classes and you can authentically look at it and improve it as you go, you're all going to win. Sound good? Yeah. Drop that mic, baby. Thank you so much. Okay. Back to the deck. Okay. Thanks, Gina. Okay. Here's the thing I want you to remember as a clinician or in your practice. I want you to be prioritizing things that only you can do because, obviously I own an agency. And so maybe this advice is a little bit self-serving, but it's out of the reason I have the agency is because it's a need. There are certain things that only you can do. And the biggest thing that only you can do is connect with your patients. So any marketing effort, typically from my side, any marketing effort that I would encourage somebody to do from within the clinic usually has to do with how can you go hug a patient? How can you go build a local referral partnership? How can you go and have an event? How can you do something that connects with people around you? I want you to keep this in mind when I give you kind of this next set of things, because I want AI to resolve the things that don't have to do with you touching patients, because ultimately all of your businesses are going to turn into connection businesses in the next year and a half. People are going to be craving, yes, I believe so. Right, Jeremy and Elise? Yeah, I thought so. And I'm recording it right now. So you're going to get it in HD. I think I'm recording it in 4K too. My last one, I completely failed. And Elise goes, oh, Jared, can you send us the recording that you made? And I wiped my computer that morning and didn't realize I didn't ever send it over. So anyway, I want all of your, I know it's my fault, Elise. And Elise goes and promises her IT team and her marketing team, Jared's going to get us this great HD content. Never to be seen. It's my fault. So I want everything that you do when it comes to delegating things to AI to be, how can I get rid of something that is stopping me from connecting? Okay. That's what I want your mindset to be. Because everything we do in business should be about how can we love somebody better. So anyway, let's dig in. Okay. First and foremost, how can we have AI impact our marketing efforts? Number one, we already said it earlier. Who was that in the chat that said that? Andy, talking about AEO. Answer engine optimization. So anybody who is here today, we should all be investing into AEO. And I want you to be investing into AEO with a handful of things in mind. Okay. So I'm going to give you some practical tips right now on what to do. And then I'm going to give you some things that have been just absolutely like throwing jet fuel to our business. I am getting right now, and this is just, obviously I'm not a clinic, but I am getting somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 15 sales calls a week, specifically from people saying ChatGPT said you were the best marketing agency for medical aesthetics. And the second they say that, I say, I want you to know that yes, I agree. I agree with ChatGPT. However, you getting that from ChatGPT was by design. Is typically what I'll say, is that we've orchestrated it to say that to you, and so it might burst the bubble because most people will get from AI and they'll treat AI's advice like their parents are telling them this, and eventually people are going to start realizing, oh, it's just another search engine, essentially. And so I'm going to break down for you a couple ways that you can be doing AEO as well as how you can delegate it, and a couple of fun little tools. Okay, so AEO is just your clinic's ability to show up in AI searches. Okay. So that could be through ChatGPT, that could be through Gemini, that could be through Claude, through Grok, through wherever else. We're averaging about 5 new clients a week from ChatGPT. That's huge, Andy. Holy smokes. 5 new clients a week. I'd be very interested to hear your lead. If you're willing to share this in the chat, I would love to hear this. What is your lead intake? Is it equal? Is it 5? Basically, it's 5 leads, which equal 5 new clients. As well as, do you know what your average monthly views from AI is right now? I'd be interested to hear, because clearly you're doing a really good job. So I'd be interested to hear what your actual exposure in the AI searches are, as far as like referral traffic, people sending, traffic hitting your website from AI engines. Would be fascinated to hear that, Andy. Or would be happy to chat with you offline as well, and just nerd out with you, because that's really good. 5 clients a week is killer. Okay, so AEO. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple tips on how you can be doing AEO. Okay, what's nice is that what you need to be doing first is answering real patient questions. Okay, you don't have to have this like SEO-ish language on your site anymore of like, you can still have things like best med spa in Orlando, Florida. You can have some of that stuff on your site, but you don't have to have it as a super, super heavy focus. It can be something that's a little lighter and it's answering real patient questions. So feel free to scan this on the screen. If you're on your phone, tough cookies, just go to answerthepublic.com or save this. Go to answerthepublic.com. I'm going to give you a live demo right now of how this works so that you can see it. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, throw that in there. Sorry about my tough cookies. But I will also give you a live demo right now of how this works, to show you exactly how to build out a content plan, especially if you're doing it yourself. So let me show you. Let's go on Answer the Public and let's do a little live demo. Here she is. There we go. Let's see if that worked. Tough cookies. Okay, there she is. Okay. So these are searches that I've done on Answer the Public. So just I'm going to click into this Botox one really quick. So I searched the term Botox. It shows you the search volume of what the phrase was. So if you have a service that you want to rank for, or if your service you want to show up for, whether in AI engines or over here, it's going to be search engines, it's going to tell you, and I'll show you in a second. There it goes. It's going to show you the top queries in AI modules or AI models that were asked. So in this case, it's like, oh, where can I book a Botox appointment online? Poof, write a blog about this. Find top rated aesthetic clinics specializing in injectables. Poof, write a blog about that. What are the top rated Botox clinics near me? Poof, write a blog about that. And what's nice here, this does not, by the way, answer the public. If you ever, they're not watching this webinar. This generate content thing, I don't want to call it bull crap, but I have tried using it multiple times and I've wanted our team to use it and it just does not work that well. If you can get it to work for you, awesome. But you can basically just click it, put in your URL, and it'll spit out a bunch of content based on that specific thing. And then it'll also give you search engine traffic. So here's what's happening in Google. And then you'll also notice here, it's all ChatGPT, Gemini, ChatGPT, Gemini, ChatGPT. So you can see the actual, sorry. You can see the actual, platform down there. So answer the public is dynamite, or if you want to search for anything, so we can say let's see Sculptra. Let's see what kind of volume we've got for Sculptra. It's going to do a little run and see. We get 5 leads that book consults and come in because they asked AI, what's the best place to get in fill-in treatment in my area? My wife is our unicorn. My wife, the lead provider, is our unicorn and closes them. Awesome. They've typically done their research before they come in, so that's easy closes. I haven't paid the extra $350 a month on my SEO software to see how many hits we're getting with generative search yet. Andy, you can actually get a lot of that information directly from Google Analytics from your GA4. It'll tell you how much referral traffic you're getting. Basically, it's session sources. So in your GA4, it'll show you where the sessions are coming from. Now, it doesn't tell you if somebody called your clinic from ChatGPT, or you can use a software called SEMrush. SEMrush will also give you a report on how you're doing there. So Sculptra looks like it has 90,000 in search volume, which honestly is a rip ton more than I thought it was going to be compared to Botox. That's incredible how high. I think this is higher than Dysport even. But then you've got all these questions. Are there any well-received sculpture specialists in my area or well-reviewed sculpture specialists in my area? Boom, write a blog about it. So anyway, just want to give you guys little ideas, but answer the public is huge, whether you have a team or whether you're a solo team. If you're a solo team, this is an easy way for you to just quickly generate content that's going to work. So let me just pop back over here for a sec. Oh, wrong way. Go this way. There we go. Sorry, I've got this whole little slide deck situation over here. Let's get that out there. Any questions about Answer the Public while I reset my deck? Andy, thank you so much for sharing that, by the way. And yes, by the way, that 5-to-5 ratio, we get 5 leads that book consults and come in, super common. So the conversion rate of ChatGPT and other AI leads is typically 100%. It's usually 95 to 100%. And what's crazy, like for us specifically, I've had people send me their chats where they'll go back to chat and say, oh, well, I'm actually thinking about this other agency. And ChatGPT will say, no. I really think you should use aesthetic conversion because of So essentially I've created a salesperson for us in AI because of how AEO and how AEO efficient our company is. So be thinking about that, peeps, as you guys are creating your content. Let's go back to the deck really quick. So there's that. Answer real patient questions. I hope Answer the Public works out for all of you. Let's dig in a little bit more. This is the biggest one for you to rank in AI engines. And this is going to sound daunting, and I'm so sorry. And in fact, I'm not sorry. I used to be sorry about this piece of advice because I would give it to clinicians and I would say, look, you have to be everywhere. You have to have a massive marketing effort. And then they would sigh and they would roll their eyes, or they would be like, oh, I didn't go into business to be a marketer. I didn't go into business to be a social media star. And to that, I say, yes, you did. I say, unfortunately, and hear me with love here. Unfortunately, if if you went into business, you're not an injector anymore. You're a business owner who injects in their business. You're primarily a business owner, and you have to get really freaking good at marketing, sales, and service. No more excuses. Yeah, that's showbiz, baby. Let's go, Jeremy. You have to be really good at marketing, sales, and service, and you do not get the option to say, "Oh, well, I'm an injector. I'm not a marketer." And it's like, no. You're a business owner, which means you have to learn how to get good at it. No more kicking it off to the side. And the reason I say that, and let me show you, because this, for the last 90 days, this has happened for us. Unbelievably. Gary V, you're a production company that happens to do aesthetics. 100%, Gina. I completely agree. You are a production company that happens to do aesthetics. I completely agree. There are 3 ways that you're going to get attention through your marketing efforts. Let's see. Am I crazy? Did I miss it? Where's my... Hold on. Oh, wait. Sorry. It was covering. I can see it now. My fault. There's 3 ways that you're going to get attention to your business. You're going to do it through search. You're going to do it through scrolling, and you're going to do it through socialization. So the search side is going to be your Google search. It's going to be your ChatGPT. It's going to be your Gemini. Any way that somebody is doing research, maybe your Reddit. It's going to be any way that somebody's doing research is one way that you're going to find people, or they're going to find you. The other way that they're going to find you is through scrolling. They're just chasing dopamine. Okay. So you're going to do it through Facebook, through IG, through TikTok, through LinkedIn, through, and for goodness sake, people, I am telling all of you, get on YouTube yesterday. I'm telling you, get on YouTube yesterday. YouTube and YouTube Shorts. They are doing it through, and maybe Substack. Then through the socialization side, it is your events. It is your, what you said earlier, patient referrals. It is your local referral partners. If you need some YouTube ideas, follow Dr. Rajani. 100%. Follow Dr. Rajani on YouTube. Or honestly, you can cross-post the stuff that you're already posting on Instagram, TikTok. And by the way, I get like a 2 to 3x performance on my content on YouTube Shorts versus Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn. It just does so much better. I love the algorithm over there. So the socialization side is, how can you touch patients? How can you go hug people? Okay. And all of these things fuel each other. Okay. Why? Because, and here's where I will push back, is a handful of people earlier said, oh, the primary way that I get patients is through referrals, and through patient referrals. I think that yes, you probably do, but I think that those referrals are probably seeing your content to be reminded of you first. And so, for example, I have posted for the last 90 days, I have posted 45 times a week across 5 different platforms, 45 times across 5 different platforms. And our lead intake has tripled from doing that. Well over tripled from doing that. In fact, yesterday I had my very first sales call from somebody who found me from social media. 0 of those leads previously were from social media. 0 of them DM'd me. 0 of them said, I found you on Instagram. Okay. Why? Because we have a ton of referral partners, and I'm posting 45 times a week. Who do you think they're going to think of when somebody says, who should I go to for marketing? They can't stop thinking about me because I'm showing up in their feed all the time. Okay. And then they say, oh, you should talk to Jared. Then they do a ChatGPT search and they say, oh my gosh, aesthetic conversion showed up again. Oh my gosh. Then all of a sudden they're hooked. Additionally, when you're showing up everywhere in your content, you're getting indexed into for AEO. It is enormous. Like right now, Gemini is using YouTube Shorts to index all their stuff. So huge, huge, huge. For at minimum, just cross post your content onto YouTube Shorts. Okay. At minimum, just cross post onto YouTube Shorts. So huge, 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 huge there. Okay. That's my soapbox about being everywhere. There we go. Okay. All right. Any questions on marketing before I jump into sales? Speak now or speak later. You can ask me later too. Speak now, or it's fine. You can ask me again. Cool. All right. Sales. And then for some reason, by the way, oh wait, I have a clock here. There we go. I was gonna say I don't have an actual clock on my computer right now, but I do. Okay, sales. All right, there's a handful of different ways that you're going to be able to use AI in your sales. So in marketing, obviously, we're talking about marketing. We're talking about how to use AI, and it's AEO is going to be the biggest way in marketing. Did you list the 5 platforms? Oh yeah, so I'm posting 45 times a week across 5 platforms. So I'm posting on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Those 5, the big 5. I'm exploring Substack right now, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll get super into it. YouTube Shorts outperform everything by a country mile. So for AI in your marketing efforts, just focus on AEO, in my opinion, which means just post everywhere. If you can post everywhere, then when ChatGPT searches who's the best locally, you're showing up on a bunch of different websites, not just your own. Okay. As well as like, it's good to get like features in local news and magazines. So like if a magazine says, oh, we want to feature you, make sure that they put you in and that you get a backlink. If you can get that on a digital magazine, you're going to win. So, all right, how do we use our AI tools in sales? Number 1, you can automate your inquiry flow. So if a patient inquires, then the AI books them, and then poof, you build a relationship. That's huge. There's a handful of platforms that are getting good at that. Lead AR is getting good at that with Aesthetic Record, and then Podium has that built out. There's another one I just heard about called Dakota that people seem to be happy about. When people ask me which EMR they should use, I always say, look, I can't tell you my favorite, but I can tell you the ones that I'm hearing the least complaints about at the moment, because every EMR has their problems. So take that with a grain of salt. But I do believe a lot in Avery that Podium has for auto booking. It's very powerful. In fact, we have a client who is using Avery in conjunction with Ageless right now, with Ageless. Elise, Jeremy, answer my RepeatMD owns Ageless, or it's like they're 2 separate companies, right? They're 2 fully separate companies, right? It's not like it's not Ageless by RepeatMD. Okay, great. So yes. So Ageless by RepeatMD. Anyway, the Ageless software, what I'm seeing work really well from the marketing to sales handoff is the lead conversion rate. So typically with lead conversion rate, you want it to be somewhere in the ballpark of 8% to 10% on page for traffic to lead conversion rate. If you can get it from 8%, if you can get anywhere between 5% to 10%, you're doing a pretty good job. The industry benchmark is 5% right now. 8% is what we hold our clients to. 10% is what we see super winners hitting. And I'm consistently seeing people who have Ageless on their site as the lead magnet. Like there's a pop-up that says, see your instant AI before and after. They're getting somewhere around 10% conversion rate on page. And then those leads specifically are converting for a way higher ticket. And I was excited about this when they announced that they were doing Ageless. And then the more clinics that I have that have been using it, I've just been salivating even more over the data, because so far it totally supports that it is absolutely working, which is awesome. So again, as you can kind of see here, the patient inquires, the AI books, and then your goal, just build a relationship, just be their friend. Okay. Additionally, you want to automate the follow-up. So if the patient is treated, the AI should follow up automatically, and then you just continue to build a relationship. The goal is that you're building more and more relationship. The follow-up, the poking back, the circling back, like leave it to the AI to do. The biggest thing here is I want you to be focused on taking care of your patients. That's my biggest focus here in the sales. Take care of your patients and build those relationships, because that's what's gonna fuel the cycle of referrals. Is you continuing to focus on building relationships and not getting too stressed about all these little things, like whether it's like charting, like that should absolutely be something that we farm out to AI. So making sure that you're doing automatic follow-up, and that you're doing automatic booking, or at least lead nurturing through AI, is going to be enormous. And using a tool like Ageless in this process is going to be enormous, because Ageless is going to help you get a higher percentage of them into that sales pipeline. And it makes it absolutely worth it. I have one clinic that's just drowning in new super high ticket sales because of it. So like that's the biggest thing with an AI is people are much more honest about what they're struggling with and what they want. And so the AI will say, well, if that's what you want, here's what you need. And then they'll typically consider things that they wouldn't have considered before, because you as the practitioner or in the consult room, it's not really necessarily your job. I don't want to say it like this. Just know that I don't like how I'm about to say this. It's not necessarily your job to identify problems for people where somebody like you tell somebody, oh, well, what about your crooked smile? And they're like, well, I liked my crooked smile. Thank you very much. Like I came to fix this, my crow's feet or something like that. So sometimes, I haven't heard of too many people doing this, but sometimes they'll bring up something they know they can fix, but the patient actually likes it. But with AI, it's a little easier for the AI to say, hey, here's what you could look like if you did tweak that crooked smile. And they're like, oh, actually, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So anyway, it decreases friction there. Okay, that's using AI for sales. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Great. And then we'll talk about using AI for service delivery. And then maybe we'll talk about using AI for ego. Hello. Okay. So number one, AI consults, which we just talked about, because previously, people would bring in. I worked for Dr. Shino Bay in South Florida for 3 years. That's how I got started in the industry. And the amount of patients that would come in with a picture of themselves from a Snapchat filter and say, "Can you make me look like this?" And he would say, like, "Of course I can't. Of course I can't make you look like this. This looks like a caricature. It looks like somebody at Disney World drew it of you. This is not you." And so I think that you will probably always need somewhat of a personal touch, but AI can be used to explore realistic options now using something like Ageless, which is awesome because it allows the patient to come in ready to buy whatever the thing is. And additionally, it's better outcomes for the patient. That's the biggest thing for me using AI for consultation, is that the patient is going to get their optimal outcome, and it's going to subvert a little bit of that awkwardness of bringing up something that they don't really know if they want to talk about yet. So huge to use AI consults. AI charting, holy smokes. Who here, anyone in the chat using AI charting right now? Feel free to pop in and let me know if you are. There's a couple ways that I can see. Just started with Freed. Yep, a lot of people like Freed. Yes, the wifey is. Andy, you're so fun and I love it. Just started with Freed. Jasmine, with Freed, are you straight up wearing a mic and then Freed is running in another room essentially? My workflow would be, if I owned a clinic, it would be that like a little DJI mic would be on our provider, and then it would be linked to either Freed or to Otter.ai in the other room, and then they would turn it off obviously after the actual consult itself. Nope, it records on the desktop, phones, or iPads, but I like that idea. Yeah, it's just kind of a nice little extra way to get rid of some of that friction, is if you turn it on the phone outside the room, or just leave it in the room or whatever, but then you just have the mic right there, then you can just talk. Because, by the way, my idea of that, like, oh, all jobs are going to be creativity and connection, it was because I was working at a BJ's restaurant in 2011 as a server. And I thought, man, one day, this is 2011. I was like, man, one day it'd be so sick if you were just wearing a microphone and you're walking around. And then as you talk to your tables, the microphone just hears it and automatically orders the food for you. So you don't have to touch it. You can just connect with them. And I was ahead of my time. I wish. I guess I could still do it. Your sister worked at BJ's and whoa, that's sick. Shout out Pazookies. Let's go. Shout out Pazookies. One of my favorite burgers. So yeah, Jasmine, you could probably do something like that with the DJI mic and just link it to the phone, and it just gets even more of that friction out of the way. So that's kind of, I believe, that is like all of my big tips I wanted to give you guys today. Yeah. On AI. I'm sending out like weekly newsletters right now, on whether it's on AI or whether it's on other topics in the industry that are kind of, happening. So all of you are welcome to scan that. It's just a little landing page that you can go and, fill out. It'll just put you into my email list. And every week I've been sending out a bunch of, I think, great info. And my big thing, I'll tell you what, this is between all of you and me, is I've been testing out how I can get higher and higher open rates for my inbox. And so you're welcome to respond to any of those. But I've gotten the e-blast list for the last month up to, we have a 60% open rate right now because the value's been there for the people, but 60% has been killer. And then we don't really do offers in our e-blasts almost ever. Very, very, very rarely will we have any kind of call to action. And the most recent one was a call to action where it was like, I was talking about how I got all those results from my 90-day run in social media for the last few months. And what I said was, hey, I have a friend who does social media audits, and she'll do it for free for all of you. And I just linked my friend Mary's social media audit in the e-blast, and it had like a 5% click-through rate or something like that, which is like also killer. It was awesome. So I'm trying to get good at e-blast is what I'm saying. So subscribe and you can see all the free content that I give away before I start making offers. But I think that is it in the deck. This is just a nice quote. I can be changed by what happens to me, better for you to be reduced by Maya Angelou. So as AI is happening, I don't want all of us to be scared. I want us to take it head on and use it as a tool, not as something that's going to kill us. So that's it. Thanks everybody.
Jared,
I can do
thank you.
questions or anything. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, guys. Right now we have some extra time. So go in there, put your questions in the chat. We can get them answered. So go ahead and start throwing those in there. But Jared, yeah, that was incredible. Thank you for walking through all that and making it super simple to understand, because what a lot of people do with AI is like, they'll talk really big concepts or make it really abstract. But I like how you really made it like understandable at a very easy to understand level.
I appreciate that. And you're a big marketer. Okay. So that means a lot to me.
I'm a big tech and a big marketer.
That is awesome. Yeah, thank you. And that's always my goal in anything like this, is I want to make sure that it's something that everybody can take from and learn from. Oh, by the way, Misha is here. Everybody who is watching, I don't know if you've seen her. There she is. Good girl. So sorry. She was literally having like a night terror while she was laying back there a moment ago. And she was like jerking while she was over there. But yeah, any questions, comments, or concerns, happy to answer in the chat. If not, happy to play any songs that you guys would want to hear on my dueling piano here as well.
Yeah. I think while they type up questions, here's some songs. I love it.
Amazing. If you've been doing social, let's do really quick. If you've been doing social, Insta, and Facebook and aren't getting traction, suggestions on where to shift first, Kelly, I would highly recommend that you focus on. So I don't know, haven't seen your content yet. So however, what I have been focusing on a ton is what I've been focusing on a ton with social is hooking and retaining. I don't care about likes. I don't care about followers. I don't care about shares, bookmarks. I don't care about any of that bullshit. Can I say bullshit? I don't care about any of that bullshit. I care about, did I hook the audience? And yes, Gina, it's recorded. Did I hook the audience and did I retain them? You can see that in your insights, in your Instagram posts. My goal is to stop the scroll and then keep them for like, if I can get on YouTube Shorts, if I can get like a 75% retention rate, then I'm happy. And with Instagram, Instagram Reels, I'm hoping for somewhere around 50% or more. So that's where I would look first. Is your content hooking and retaining? Are people stopping their scroll and staying on your content? If not, how can we hook them? How can we open a loop? How can we address the target demographic? So Kelly, if I'm just going to assume that you're a med spa, and I'm going to say that your target demographic is moms in their 30s who have a really busy lifestyle. So if you opened your video with, are you a mom in your 30s with a really busy lifestyle? It's hard to prioritize aesthetics and then go into your stuff. Well, a lot of moms that are in their 30s with a busy lifestyle are going to stop and say, yeah, I am. And then you're gonna say, well, here's my 5 tips for how to prioritize your own beauty. How to prioritize you in 2026. So there's probably a content issue, Kelly, to answer that. Ashley, can you show an example? Feel free to remit back there, Kelly, if you disagree or if I'm missing anything. Can you share an example on how you use Answer the Public and how you would decide to create with any of that research? Yeah, so on Answer the Public, I would just go in research whatever the thing is that you want to get more of. Let's say you own a Morpheus 8 and you want to get more Morpheus 8. I would just look up RF microneedling, or I would look up Morpheus 8. And then based on those AI searches that it's showing, just write a blog about it, or make a post about it on social. You could do, any of those. I would say I would just make a post or write a blog or write an e-blast. But you can take that one idea and put it across a bunch of different platforms, and you could just copy and paste it into Claude, which, by the way, guys, Claude, let's all use Claude and not, I mean, we can use ChatGPT. It's more poetic, but Claude is going to do way better for you all. Which also, Andy, by the way, I mean, everybody in this room, I just feel like Andy might appreciate this. Let me see. Any resources to develop hooks that stop and catch? Oh, am I still frozen?
Yeah. So I was gonna say, Jared, you've been frozen for a little bit here. If you can restart your camera, that might help.
Yeah, it looks good on my side. That's why. Let me see. Is that better?
No. I don't even see your cameras on at this point on my end.
In the chat, are you guys seeing me? So weird. It looks, no, we're not. What the flip? Let me see. Let me just turn it off and on again. Now that it's off, is that where? Yeah.
Side note on recommendations for, oh, there we go. You're back.
Yeah, baby.
Side note, I've been really liking Perplexity. I've been using Perplexity a lot because you can kind of use chat and Claude and use the orchestra mode and use them all. Yep. Very, very successful with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not explored Perplexity a lot yet, and I've seen that it's kind of like orchestra mode where you can combine other LLMs in there, which I think is really cool.
And you can connect all types of different softwares that you have too. It's got a lot of APIs.
Yeah. Okay, so any resources to develop hooks that stop and catch? We've been doing ChatGPT. I think the biggest thing that is going to drive your hooks, unfortunately, is going to be volume of content. You just got to do tons and tons and tons, and know that that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to stop the scroll, and so I would use ChatGPT if that's already your flow. Just let it know I need to hook and retain the audience with this thing, and the more that you do it, after 90 days, like the ways that I can currently stop the scroll are so much better than I was back in February when I started this. So just know that like a lot of it's going to come from volume of effort. So just keep doing it and see what works, test it. If it doesn't work, try something else. And a hook, by the way, can be this. A hook can just be this. A sip at the beginning of your video. A hook can be you taking your phone and then setting it down and talking to the video. Hooks don't always have to be just like a phrase. It can be something else. So there's that. And then Andy says, no, not a question, just a tip. Get your online reviews. The more 5 stars you have, the more likely AI will recommend you. We give a few free samples out for skincare in exchange for review. It works. Yeah, absolutely. Only note that I'll give Andy too, there, or for all of you, is just don't publicize that people get free things for leaving reviews. You do it verbally in person. That's totally fine. Just if you publicize it, somebody that doesn't like you might show it to Google and then get you. It's a terms of service, technically a terms of service violation. But just don't publicize it, and you should be okay. But I love that tip. vidIQ works great for hooks on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, vidIQ is great. I also use view stats for YouTube, but I use that to find really great thumbnails. And then what I was going to say too, Andy, I'm sure you're already doing this, but if you're not, use MCPs to link your Claude into your Google Analytics, your Google Ads, and your Facebook. You can link the back end of your Claude into your actual analytics and then prompt it. If you have a plastic surgeon in Arizona, it's a medical board violation. Yeah, Adrian, thank you so much for saying that. And I'm sure there are other states as well that have that same exact ruling. The thing that I always tell people is look, like incentivizing reviews can get you in trouble, is what I always tell people. And from a Google standpoint, as long as they don't see it, they're not going to get you. But yep, doing that. Also link Claude into my meta ads on my YouTube channel. So sick. I love it. Andy, I got to follow all your stuff. This is so impressive. That's it. Andy's teaching the next one and I'm watching. I'm watching. That is awesome. What else? Thanks. Say again how you link Claude. Jasmine, you're going to go to insightfulpipe.com. Insightfulpipe.com. And And then you're going to be able to just straight up link it's called an MCP. So if you've heard of an API is like a translator between softwares. An MCP is that, but just for AI softwares. Insightfulpipe.com. And then it'll let you link it to your Claude account. I think you can do it to like other AI engines as well, but Insightful Pipe's the one that I use. I think you can even use Zapier now as well, but I just personally use Insightful Pipe right now. So if anybody in the chat uses something better, please let me know. But that's the one I've been using. It'll link all of your stuff. So then you can prompt it and just say, how are my Google ads doing? How's my Google ads compared to my actual traffic from my Google Analytics property? And it'll tell you everything you need to know, which is awesome. And as an agency, it's nice for us to see like overall health of all of our accounts to know who we need to focus on first. So huge for us. What else? Any other thoughts, questions? Jeremy wants me to play piano is what he wants me to do.
I do.
All right, feel free to pop them in while I set this up. Let me see really quick. Make sure that this is, let me just do this. This is why I had these on in the first place. These are my musicians in-ears. So anybody who doesn't know, I'm a dueling piano player at Disney as well. And if you haven't seen dueling pianos, it is let me just see if I can fix this really quick. It is one of the most electric environments that you will ever sit in because the audience writes the show. Let's see, let's put that there. Okay. And then let me just make sure it's going to get quiet for a sec. Okay. And then wait. Okay. Let's see. Is that coming through?
Oh yeah.
Huh? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. Feel free to throw something in the chat. Let me hear artists. Let me hear artists or genre. We tried to do this last time. All 12 minutes of Freebird, Andy says.
If I get Freebird, I will chug a beer.
Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet sound, oh yeah, keeps Georgia on my mind. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. A bottle of red, a bottle of white, whatever kind of mood you're in tonight. We'll meet you anytime you want in our Italian restaurant. And what's that other thing he does? Or does he go? And then he goes, things are okay with me these days. I got a good dog, got a good office, got a new life, and the family's fine. Lost touch long ago, lost faith, did not know you could ever look so good after so much time. You remember those days hanging out at the village street. Okay, that's that. What else? Oh, thanks, Patricia. That's so sweet of you. Is my dog feeling it? Sometimes she feels running away when I do it. Let me see. What else do we have in here? Sinatra, I could probably do. What is it? Stars spreading the news. I'm letting to say I want to be a part of it. New York. Is that Frank? Yeah, it is Sinatra. Of course it is. Sometimes I'll play something like that and think it's Sinatra, but it's not. Anything else? Oh, yeah, of course. Let's see. Hey, kids. What's the, let me grab the words for that really quick, and I'll play it for you. Benny and the Jets. There we go. There we go. Hey, kids, shake it loose together. The spotlight didn't something that been on a day in the weather. We'll kill the fatty cat tonight. Stick around. Gonna hear electric music, solid wall of sound. Say, Kenny and Ronnie, have you seen them yet? Both they're so spaced out. Benny and the Jets. Oh, but the weird and the wonderful. Oh, Benny, she's really keen. She's got electric boots, a mohair suit. You know I read it in a magazine. Oh, but Benny and the Jets. But Benny and the Jets. I don't know if I know. Thanks. You guys can't see, but backstage we have Elise and Jeremy. I can see their videos of them like clapping. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. They count the headlights on the highway. Oh, lay me down in sheets of linen. Yeah, I had a busy day today. What else? Hold me closer, tiny dancer. I don't know if I know what a fool believes. I'm sorry, Connie. I saw you ask that earlier. I don't know if I know that. Let me see. I think I know November Rain. Let me just see really quick. Pretty sure I do. And funny, in my head, I always think, November Rain, November Rain. I know that's wrong, though. No, I know that I know it. If I heard it, I can do other Guns N' Roses if you like Guns N'. Yeah, okay. She's got a smile that it seems to be shout, hide, hide. I pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass us by. And oh, sweet child of mine. And oh, sweet love of mine. Where do we go now? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I love that tune. My daughter, I used to sing that to her to go to sleep. And I would sing, oh, for her to go to sleep. Thank you guys so much. This is great. Yeah, listen, if you want to see me sing, you subscribe to me on Instagram, and you will. I do this thing called Biz Bops every Monday, and I sing that every Monday. Or come to Disney and come see me play live. That is you got a fourth of what happens at Disney. It's wild.
That was amazing, Jared.
I'm glad it actually worked this time.
Me too.
Got it. We finally got it to work. Yeah, jelly rolls, Jenny. That's right. Have you been? We're moving the location, but yes, jelly rolls. Not yet. Well, get out here. We're moving the location in September. It'll be relaunched. But yeah, I'm so grateful. Thanks, Jeremy. This is great. I'm glad we were actually able to do the dueling pianos bit. We tried it last time and fell flat, fortunately.
Hey, it worked this time. Everyone had a blast. So first, thanks for the great education and then the world-class entertainment to cap it all off. I think this was the best webinar we ever had.
Oh my gosh. Best webinar ever. Okay, I'm clipping that.
Chat, clip it.
Clip it. That is awesome. Well, thank you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, DM me, go to my website. However, smoke signal. I'm happy to help. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, guys. Thank you. I saw somebody sign out earlier. Adrian, thanks. Awesome. Cool. Bye, everybody.